Welcome to a very special episode of The Couch Show. And welcome to our channel, Sibling Rivalry. I'm Lynn.
I'm Ray.
And
Wait a minute.
Here we are, live on the YouTube once again.
You got the birthday bash, but you don't say who. It's like it's the show's birthday.
Oh, no. It is my birthday. I've been celebrating my birthday since July. Not even gonna lie. Started in July.
Pretty much, because she was celebrating when we went to that day party. She was like, "What? It's my birthday."
You know, and it's still going strong. I'm gonna switch up our camera so you guys can see my whole little. Oh, hello.
You literally got a tiara on.
It's my birthday.
Oh my goodness! And she changed her name to the birthday girl. Did you guys notice that? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, zoom back out in case they didn't catch that. That's.
It showed. That's wow. Awesome. Yes.
There's a lot of stuff I missed the first time. She's the birthday girl. She has a tiara.
Girl. So I need to pull up some of these comments for y'all because even before we came on live, they were coming through. It's happy birthday, Lynn. That's me. Thank you, Tazashi. I am feeling the love. I've been, you know what? My intention for today is gratitude. I just want to be grateful for all the love that I'm receiving. Early this morning, I received a happy birthday. It was like an unexpected happy birthday. And, for a moment, my mind was like, ew. But then I was like, you know what? Let me stop. This is birthday love. This is for me.
The ex sent you a happy birthday?
And in that moment, I was like, you know what? That needs to be my intention for today is to just, be open to receiving all those warm wishes and, the well wishes and the happy birthdays. Because birthdays are special, man.
Especially since yesterday you had a really eventful day yesterday.
Holy crap. Yesterday was crazy.
I can imagine.
So, all right, I brought this birthday in with some loved ones. I was hanging out with some of my ladies, but it was a rough night. My girlfriend's going through some domestic violence issues, and she had to involve, the courts. So yesterday was a long day of being in court, and ultimately she was able to get her son, her 5-year-old, back. So it was a good night, a long one. I think we finished up. We definitely started. We were there 9 a.m. And we didn't finish up our day till about 4 a.m. this morning. So,
jeez,
yesterday.
My goodness.
Yeah.
All right.
Everything went smooth.
And I felt like I'm the tired one.
Yeah, I haven't had no sleep. I almost bought myself a coffee this morning.
I just got my truck service. That was it. That's all I did yesterday. I was
when I drink coffee, I'm wired. I don't know, the caffeine. I'm just ready to go.
Gets you all ready to go.
Quicker after I've had some coffee. So you can imagine what would be going on if I had some coffee right now.
No, I have tea right now. I'm about to spike my tea though. Since it is Thursday, I'm about to, put it in. But
but I've been up and moving around this morning. I didn't wake up as early as I originally said I was gonna. It's something that I'm trying to work at. I want to be a 5 a.m. person. Right now, my alarm goes off at 6. I actually get up around 7:30. Yeah,
The
I
fuck's
want
wrong with
that.
you?
I want
Oh,
because when
I
I
had to look at the time
um,
because you made me curse. I was like, "Whoa, wait, yeah, we're 5 minutes in. All right, like, what's wrong with you?
when I do wake up
Why would
that
you want to wake up
early,
at 5 a.m. unless you're going somewhere, unless you're doing something? Like, you just want to do that every single day, torture yourself?
no, it's not about
I
torture.
don't
I want to
understand
develop like
people.
a really healthy morning routine. I feel like when I wake up
You
in the
could do
morning
that at
before
7. You don't need to
everyone's
do that at
awake,
5.
excuse me, before everyone's awake, like you're just able to focus in and just be at peace with yourself.
I
Excuse me. It's
get
a really
that, but
magical time today. I love it.
are you attending to crops that you need to wake up at so booty early? Like, no. So then why would you torture
No, but I
yourself?
do. I want to wake up before the sun, before everyone else is up and about.
Okay.
Those
All
are golden
right.
hours, man. So I used to have to be at work at 7 a.m. And I did that for 7 years.
And it
So
sucked.
no, but what really sucked was that, my routine involved me waking up that early. I had to wake my children up by 6. I had to have them at daycare by 6:30. Like we used to have really rough mornings. And my intention with this is to, set my tone for the day and take care of everything I need to take care of in the morning hours so that during the regular hours I can just do whatever I want.
So when does school start and what time does when school starts, what time are they like what's the routine then?
Um, my older two take the bus at 7 a.m.
Okay.
Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're at least up by 6 then.
Right.
Man, that's
I'm
no
trying to push
wonder
it
you're
back.
yo,
Well, the
then
thing
now
is,
I want
it's
now listen, now
summertime,
this
so I'm not
explains
even
a
waking
lot.
up at 6 a.m. right now.
This explains a lot because when I take Lynn out, she's always tapping out by like 11. She's like, I gotta get
Yeah.
home by midnight. And I'm like, yo, you literally tapping out at 11 because she has an hour drive back home. And she's like, I gotta be in bed by midnight or now I turn to a pumpkin.
Hmm.
She's like, literally
That's
like
why I
that.
get
And
so
I'm like,
tired at
yo,
night because I have such a full day. I start my days earlier.
it's like you're torturing yourself for that.
Torture
What
is,
up,
is going
Z?
out to the
Welcome
club.
back. Yeah, this Z second show. We're talking about bedtimes and waking up booty early, and Z's like, "What are you guys talking about? Is
Yeah.
this why I'm tuning in to watch you guys talk about bedtimes?"
Yeah, I'm telling you, I told you that when you first retired, like having a routine is so important. And I just feel like having a morning routine, it sets your intention. You're able to, get your workout in before everyone's up and about, before your mind's awake to like psych yourself out of the workout.
I think that goes back to I. I think
Oh, the
I sound like I
first
just woke
one
up.
now.
I've been kind of dragging ass. I woke up like around 9, but I've been dragging ass. Yeah.
Lighting is weird.
I had a rough night last night. I don't know, just there's nights where I just can't fall asleep. Sucks, man. It's like you're laying there, you're like, why can't I fall asleep? No, this sucks. Oh man. But I understand what you're saying, and like I mean, we had the discussion before. It goes back to having purpose, right? When you have purpose, then you're like anticipating the day, right? You're like excited, like, oh man, we're gonna take hold of the day, we're gonna take action, we're gonna do all this, and that could be if you're working or retired. It doesn't really matter. It's just like you feel like your life has purpose, right? Like you've driven, you have your goals, you have whatever you're trying to, complete in life. When you don't have that, right? When we're just doing the mundanes and all that, that's where we're just like kind of like stuck in that rut, right? So I don't know. I think that's where I kind of agree with you because a few months in, I was just kind of just chilling, just like, yeah, this is awesome. I don't have to do shit. I don't have no like. I was, you know what I felt like? I felt like a kid in summertime when they're like, I don't have to do this, no homework, no teachers. It's freaking awesome. And then afterwards, it's just like, all right, what am I gonna do with myself? Like, I gotta have some kind of structure, right? That's what
Right.
you're talking about, structure, right?
Yeah.
Not steal your thunder. I'll let you rant on your structure. But are you? I mean, are you really waking up at 5 though?
I haven't. I'm right now. I'm trying to wake up at 6 again. I'm trying to get back to my 6 a.m. wake up in time for school to start. But it's a process, you know. Once you slack off, you start hitting that snooze, and you start sleeping in later. It's hard to really get back on track of waking up. At the earlier time each morning. So I'll let you
Your
know when I'm
lighting is
there.
cut off. You're like really super dark today. Open up your
Yeah, my
curtains.
lighting is really weird.
Open up your curtains. I don't know why,
And
because
you
I
know
did
what?
get
There is a
you.
cloud cover outside. That might be it too.
I did get you a light the other day. That's like literally downstairs. It's like downstairs
I
right
mean, I
now that
have a
you can go
huge ring
grab.
light. It's just like if I turn it up, it's gonna be
Oh, you're washed out. You don't want to be washed
weird.
out.
Yeah, so I'm
You don't want to show your 40-year-old wrinkles.
cool with it. There we go. Is that a little brighter?
That's, by the way, Lynn is turning 40 today. FYI.
Guys,
I know she won't say her age
I am celebrating my 29th birthday this year.
for the 10th time.
Actually, this
I
might
mean,
just be my second time celebrating it.
she's been 29 for the
It was
last
just a
10 years,
random
guys.
number. I've been celebrating 27th for a while, and now I like 29.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You know what's funny is at some point they're gonna think we're twins
Hmm.
because men age slower than women do, so you're gonna like catch up to me, and then we're gonna be out somewhere, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, are you guys twins?" And
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
That's what I'm gonna do.
The Blanquito in you is gonna age quickly. The
No,
Latina in me is gonna stay youthful. So I don't know. I don't see that
no, I'm
happening.
telling you, I got my baby face, and at some point you're gonna catch up. Women don't age well. Women do not age well. See,
Latina women
it's the
do.
balance. Listen, but you got to understand why, because it's the balance of life. You guys get so much at a very young age, right? Right? Your full potential is at 18 to 25, right? And then it's just downhill from there. It's just downhill.
They do say that for men and women, we peak at 25.
No, men don't peak. Men's peak is at 40, 50, around there.
Okay.
No,
Men peak
seriously,
at
why do you
25, just
why
like
do
women
you
do.
think that if you see a older guy with a button down, you're just like, oh my God, who's this guy? They want to know what you're doing
What's
today.
special in this dream? So I do have something special to share. Look. Oh, I dropped it. Shit.
They want to know what you got plans for today.
I even have a balloon. Look. Cheers.
What the
You
hell?
can't
You got
really
like a
see
big
it.
bottle of
I don't have much room
champagne?
here.
What is this, New Year's? That looks like a New Year's bottle.
Cheers! No, it's for my birthday. Thank you. It's champagne. It's a bottle of bubbly. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. No, I don't know. We don't really have something planned. I just wanted to come on
We
because
did it
it's our
Sunday.
favorite
Look,
birthday show.
she blew her load way early, bro. She Sunday she was like, woo! And now it's Thursday and she's like, woo. No, I'm surprised. Listen, I'm surprised she like wheels are not up right now. Like I'm like, yo, you been grounded? Flights canceled? What's going on? I thought you were going to Vegas.
Right? I heard Vegas. I heard in the comments last week it was like Jamaica.
Yeah, what
We'll
happened?
see. We'll see. Well, I'm waiting for the weekend. I can't do it today.
What happened? No sugar daddy?
Can't do it today. Wow. Is that really how you came at me?
What?
On my
Happy
birthday.
birthday!
Ouch.
Happy
Ouch.
birthday!
I would just like to say, for the record, I am coming out of a mutually beneficial relationship. Okay.
Mhm, mhm,
I had no plans to travel for my birthday. I'm feeling
mhm.
pressured to travel for my birthday, so it might happen. We'll see.
I mean, that's what you do. It's kind of weird that you're grounded. That you're like me now. Is that what it is? In your older age, you're becoming me.
No, I just don't have anything planned right now. I have a
Hmm.
trip in September, going to Orlando. And I just got back from Turks and Caicos like 10 days ago.
I love how you like gloss over. Aren't we going on a trip next week?
Oh,
I
I
feel
don't
slighted
count
right now. I
that.
really
That
do feel
doesn't
slighted.
count.
Like it doesn't count. Literally, she just said that. Yo, she's not. Yo, she's not playing right now. She literally doesn't count on her radar. It's like, oh yeah, weekend with my brother.
No, because we're doing a road trip, and road trips are like it's
It's
completely
still a
different
trip. It's in the
category.
title.
It's a completely different category. Being in a
Yo,
car
Tadashi's
for
been asking me for a minute to
hours.
start vlogging. Yo, you should really take this little 2 day trip or whatever, how many days it's gonna be, because you're gonna go down to the Carolinas afterwards and like vlog it. That's what. Look, he's right there. It's in the comments. It says vlog.
They're saying it. Do a vlog.
Yeah, he's been asking for a minute.
I don't know how to vlog. Choices because it's not a plane. That yeah, in my mind, like if I'm not jumping on a plane,
Exactly.
it's not registering
Yo,
as
I'm
like,
telling you
oh,
right
it's a
now,
trip.
today for her birthday, we really should have an intervention because I'm like, yo, why is it that you only consider a trip if you ain't wheels up? What's up with that? You got some kind of issue.
Hmm. It's
Watch. It's gonna be. Listen, knowing how our society is, that we always got a coddle weakness. I'm guaranteed there's some kind of phobia where it's like your phobia, you're scared of vacationing unless it's on a plane or some shit.
oh Lord.
If not, we're gonna make it up today. It's called linophobia. We're gonna name it after you.
No, I don't mind doing short trips. You know, I feel like 3 hours is my cap. If I'm driving more than 3 hours, I'm like, why am I still in the car? This is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
3 hours. You're not even leaving New Jersey. What are you talking about? Like, aren't you trying to get out of Jersey?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I need to take a plane.
Is that why? Is that because of your 3 hour radius is only
You get
Jersey
there
and Jersey's like
fast, and
literally
then you
stuff?
take it slow. That's the way it works. You get there fast, you take it slow.
All
Not you
right, Beach
take your
Boys.
entire time trying to get there, and then you turn around and take your entire time trying to get
Lynn,
back.
Lynn is literally living the Beach Boys albums. That's her life. She's like, oh, Kokomo. That's where I gotta go. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I love you guys for coming back, tuning in as I make fun of my sister on her beautiful
Jesus.
birthday. Hey, what is your big brother supposed to do? If I was your younger brother, I'd still make fun of you too. It's easy. It's easy.
Siblings, man.
Actually,
What do I have
fellas,
planned? So
um,
I'm supposed to be going to a spa at some point today. That was like in the plans. You know what? It's been a rough week. I'll be honest. I was dumped right before my birthday. I feel like really overwhelmed with like what my girlfriend's
but
going
you
through.
just said
She's
you
at
had
the
options. You
islands.
literally said you had options. It's just like the logistics wasn't working. That's your problem. The logistics weren't working. You're like,
What
oh,
do
I
you
don't want to
mean?
drive. Tolls. You just on the
About
Tuesday
driving
show, you were
somewhere?
like, yo, you on the Tuesday show,
Uh-huh.
you said, right, you had options, right? You were talking to
Uh-huh.
some guys on Sunday, right? They were like, yo, come through. And you were like, nah, I don't want to pay tolls. That was your
Right.
problem, tolls.
But listen, I'm not just trying to you keep throwing me off. Would you shut up? Let me talk, man. Like, let me get my thought out. Shit.
I really did get her flustered. Look at her. She's so mad right now.
Damn it, Ray. What the hell was I saying?
Happy birthday!
It's my birthday. It's my birthday. I've been celebrating, guys. I'm telling you, just it's been about a month now.
I like how the other day
Right.
when your oldest, who's also an August baby, we
Mhm.
were celebrating his birthday, and you had like the whole birthday medley. You went down to like the whole track. So I was like, damn, she knows all the songs. Any track that came out with like birthday in it, she was like all the way down.
You know?
Yeah, 50 on the track. I was like, damn.
All I want for my birthday is a big booty hoe. All I want for my birthday. Um, what's the other one I really like?
I can't squish it.
I
I
don't
get
know. I
yelled
can't
at.
even think of it right now. I can't just jump into it. Gotta be like in the moment. It just happens.
Wait, Mom's not here to wish you a happy birthday on the
Mine's not
stream?
here. You know what?
She
I
wasn't
was
here on
texting
Tuesday
Mom
either.
last night after midnight, and she didn't even notice to tell me happy birthday. I was like, well, okay
Hmm.
then.
Right. No love. No love for you. Womp womp. Womp womp.
It's funny, like the
That's
years
because
that I
you
went.
know what? You were her golden child, but now you've been replaced by your mini me.
I was by you were the golden child, and
You were
you were
replaced
replaced
by
by my mini me.
you. You were replaced by your mini me.
Yep. We took a poll. We had all the grandkids together. We took a poll. We were like, hey, which one of you is grandma's favorite? I think all but one pointed at my daughter. And the one who didn't point at himself, he was like, that's me. That's me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So listen, you guys start vlogging. They're asking it. And you're getting requests. The
Mm-hmm.
family's asking for a vlog, Lynn.
I don't really know how to vlog. What the hell do you say on the vlog?
You just like record, and then after you come back, you just splice them all together, and you make like I don't know, like a 30-minute video or something.
Mm.
You do
Mm.
videos. See? Yeah, show us USA. Man, Lynn doesn't even stay in the USA. She doesn't even want to claim
I
it.
know. I know. I'll show you the Caribbean.
She doesn't even want to claim it. She's like, I'm an island girl.
Hmm. So do a vlog show. Just say I'm doing this and I'm doing this and I'm going to do this.
I'm going to do this. And then you record when you're doing it.
I
That's
feel like
it.
that's so like simple that I
Actually,
feel like
this
it's not
listen, listen.
right.
This road trip would be great for you because you could be like, "Yo, we're packing, we're leaving the road." That's how it starts, right? And then you're like, "Hey, we're in New Jersey, stuck in traffic, but we're almost there." And then you go a little bit more, and then you'd be like, "Oh man, Jersey stinks. I don't know what that smell is. I wish you guys could smell it right now because it's video and they can't really smell." And then you you keep showing, and then piece it up afterwards.
Right. Keep going. It's like, hey guys, I'm still on the road, still in this
Yeah,
car.
yeah, that sounds great. You do it. You do it.
Sure said I was defending my honor about having options. That's true. Ray was coming at me about the options.
No,
No,
there is
oh,
nothing
I know what
wrong
I
with
was
having
saying.
options.
Okay.
I think
So,
it's funny that
like
the
a lot
logistics
has
is
been going
is
on.
messing her up.
A lot has been going on this week, and I just feel like a lot of emotions are coming up, and I just feel like there's a lot of shifts, a lot of changes happening around me. And it's kind of exciting at the same time. It's a little daunting but exciting at the same time. I don't really know like what's coming next, but I have a really good feeling. I'm very optimistic. I know that whatever the universe is putting together right now, it's going to be great. And then what even furthered that for me was this morning I was driving and I had the radio on, and one of like the morning hosts I like listening to, Wake and Bake.
Wake
They
and
were,
bake.
yes, the name of the show is Wake and Bake. They were just like how they what was it that they said? It like went right in with what like my current feeling is. I don't want to say it wrong. Give me a second.
Take as much time as you need. We're just live on YouTube.
No, she was just expressing how she's like seeing the signs around her as like she's starting to reach out to old friends and like starting
Hmm.
to get back with people who she hasn't seen in the past 2 years because of the state of things. She feels as though she's feeling a shift too, and she's very positive about the shift, and that kind of went right in hand with how I'm feeling. So it was just nice to hear someone else who has like a similar optimism going forward. And then it reminded me about the show because I feel as though like our optimism does that for other people. And they say it in the comments, they're always in the comments. You guys are always letting us know like how inspired you feel, how positive, how uplifted you feel. So that's something that I'm holding with me, as I'm going forward into this next stage.
She's trying right now, guys. She's trying. She's trying. She is a little peeved though. That text this morning got her a little peeved.
Yeah, I really did. My first reaction was like, really?
Man, what's going on your side? You're turning 8-bit on us.
Am I really?
Yeah, now you look like the princess, like Mario's gonna come in and save you or something.
Oh no.
Yeah, you're going all 8-bit.
My internet connection.
It's going a little bit better now. I think you're like about 64-bit now. You know, you're like on a Nintendo 64 now.
It's because everyone is back home playing video games. My oldest is back home. He's hogging
Oh,
the
did somebody
Wi-Fi.
fired up Fortnite? Yo, I hate when you. I know exactly when Fortnite gets fired up in my house. I hate it. Oh man, everything starts chuttering and it's the worst.
Because it's
I'm
not
like,
like it's
what?
just one of them. They're all trying to, access the server, jump
Yo,
on
Fortnite is the
matches. Yep.
worst, man. I used to think COD was the worst because COD, like, I don't know if you got. Then you ever played Call of Duty?
Mm-mm.
Anyway, the install size of Call of Duty is like 300 gigs, 400 gigs, and I'm like, man, you're eating up all my space on my
Jeez.
PlayStation. Like, what's wrong with you? But then, like, man, Fortnite, the bandwidth that Fortnite takes is just, it's insane, man. I hate it. I'm like trying to watch like a show or something. I'm like, man, what the hell? Hmm.
Tristan, I feel we took the road trip already with Ray describing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you see, you just gotta cut it. Just cut it, edit it. What are you gonna do? You gonna do swipes? Like when the next scene comes, are you gonna do like swipes? Wasn't that like the big thing with Star Wars? It was like, oh, he would edit a certain way, like he would swipe the scene into the next one, and
Mhm.
everybody was like, oh, this is Star Wars. It's so groundbreaking. So is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna do like the Star Wars thing.
I could do the new trend where like part of the next image pops up first and then the full image is shown. So it's
Oh,
like your
that's
images are
trippy.
kind of like blending in together. It's kind
Merged together.
yeah. It's a
Or you
TikTok
do like,
trend.
you could also be like super artistic, like zoom into somebody's eye and then like cut into the next scene. You could do like crazy edit, like filming, like, oh, look at me, I'm art school. I go to art school.
My 2 years of BOCES.
What's it, jeez,
I did I did graphic and web design, so
oh man,
BOCES
happy
is the vocational
birthday!
school by us that it's actually pretty cool. It's offered by the local
No,
high schools.
Votech is nice. I don't know why you're ragging on it. That's
Hmm.
what I told my kids. We drove by it the other day, and I was like, really, I like that school.
Yeah, it's
Like
a
that's
hands-on
to
learning
me,
kind of thing. It
it's
gives you
a
the
very
option to
practical school. It's like, look,
yeah.
sometimes people don't need to go 8 years for school. That's bullshit. Just go, learn something hands on and go work.
Hmm.
It's like I don't know why people are so scared of working, and then they end up in an office and they're bored because they
Oof.
don't like their cubicle. And then the only way they could bounce it up, freaking spice it up, is by getting one of those bouncy ball chairs. You ever seen one of those?
Mm-mm.
I remember there was a guy in the office. He fell off from one of those. We heard like a loud, and there was like a bunch of cubicles, and we heard it. It was like go go go. I was like, what the hell? He's like, I'm okay. I'm okay. He fell off the freaking bouncy ball thing. Oh, it's freaking hilarious.
Wait, so like the ones I have in my house for the kids,
Yeah,
those
yeah. That people are like, oh, it's for posture. They're all bouncing around at work
yeah,
on those things. Oh
not
yeah, he
for
bounced a
posture,
little
it's for
too much.
ADHD.
He bounced a little too much in that thing.
It's supposed to help you with your fidgeting, man.
Oh man, I got so many funny stories from work. I remember the one guy, the our government lead, his cubicle. There was a pipe that bursted above on him, so it was like a massive thing of water. It just fell on him. He was soaking wet, and we gave it to him, meaning the drenched wet. Like, what are you doing? Go home.
Jeez.
He's like, oh, yeah, a pipe just burst on me. Oh man, fun times, fun times. That's why I like relate to the show The Office because it was just like I don't know
I
some
never
of the
saw the
stupid
show The
shit.
Office.
You never seen The Office? Oh man, that's a
Oh,
classic. You gotta
no.
watch The Office.
Every like
There's like
clip I
all these
saw of it was
classics.
just dumb. I was like, I'm not watching that show.
You know what's funny? Like I feel like I developed my sense of humor by watching all these comedies and like comedians and stuff like that. Like, how did you develop your sense of humor?
I'm sure the same way. I mean that and
But
life
by me
experience.
by me just like ragging on you all these years? Is that how
Not
like you
you. No, through just all the different forms of content that we consume. So through comedians, through movies, um, More so through life, because I'm not really someone who watches a lot of TV.
But that's the thing, like life, like people around you are not funny anymore. Have you noticed like comedy has died, right? Like when we were growing up, like there was like a comedy movie coming out like at least once a month, right?
Hmm.
Like if you look at like the like 2012, like I think that was like the last year of like really great comedy movies and stuff like that. Like try to look for a sitcom or like a really good comedy show. Like comedy died. So I'm not sure it's just the people around you. Like I'm curious, like how did you develop like your sense of humor?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. I didn't go to school for it. I think it's just something that develops over time. Like I said, through your life experiences. I'm a very outgoing person. I talk to a lot of people. I mean, people tell me I'm funny. I don't try to be funny, but people tell me I'm funny.
I mean,
Um,
you could take a
I like
joke,
to interact.
if
I like to interact with people. So, like for example, the other night in the drive-thru, I went through McDonald's drive-thru, and the girl had handed me all our stuff, and I was like, "Have extra napkins." So she gives me napkins, and I was like, "Can I please have a cup of ice?" So she gets the cup of ice, and she comes back. I was like, "Can I please have two Happy Meals?" And like her face, I was like, I'm just joking." But like just that for that moment, like her like interacting with me, like it made her laugh, and it like lit up the people who were in the car with me too, because I feel like we don't really interact with one another the way we used to. Um, I don't know, so I like taking little opportunities like that to just kind of keep people on their toes.
gotcha, bro.
Messing with
So
the
you're
young
just
kids working at McDonald's, they're not even ready for it. In Miami, Bosie was known for kids with six fingers and eyes spread apart wide like fish eyes. All right, so there's two sides of the Bosie's building.
well, no, hold on. We just call those people, those were just kids from Port Jervis, bro. What are you talking about? Like
Ooh,
on our bus, that was the Port Jervis kids.
those are the port kids. Oh my gosh. I used to work
No,
with
but go
somebody
ahead.
from
Okay.
Port
'Cause I know what you were getting at. Yeah, it's well. Then was talking. See, you jacked up the name, man. Now everybody's like thinking you were on the shirt bus. What you meant was Vote Tech,
That's true, yeah.
and
Yeah.
Bosie's was what Fuzz is talking about. Dang, get it right, Lynn. You
So
don't
I
get us
guess we used to
canceled.
just call it Bosie's because it was easiest, But
It was at the same location though.
yeah.
It's two different schools.
Is it two separate schools? I feel like it's the same
It is.
building. Same building.
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
One's Votech, and then the other one's Bosie's. What was it? Votech was vocational, technical, something. Yeah, it was just like teaching you like hands-on stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so I went for graphic and web design. I know you had a friend that went for cars. Oh my god, I still
Hmm.
remember his poem. We were walking through our like little town. We were young, raised with his friend. I'm just a little sister tagging along. So they're having their conversation, and your friend like spits like this poem, and like I memorized it instantly. But he was like, "I go to Bosie's. I'm very smart. I can take my car apart, and maybe next year when I get better, I can put it back together." I thought that was hilarious, and it stayed with me my entire life.
I didn't, I didn't even remember that. Yeah, we all like it was funny too because like we all went to the afternoon session and we were going for like something different. Like me and my one friend, we went for IT. And like you said, my other buddy, he went to auto repair. I'm
Hmm.
trying to think what the other ones went for. I don't know, man.
Yeah, they had like cosmetology as an
There was a
option.
bunch of us.
Yeah, they have like a bunch. There's nursing as an option.
Greenhouse. I remember that was a greenhouse. So there was
Hmm.
like teaching you how to work with plants and shit.
That's so cool.
You know who went to that one though? They should have went to that one though.
I should have. I definitely should have gone to that one.
Yeah, as you can
Why?
tell,
I
Lynn's
could
a
have
late
been. I
bloomer.
could have been a grower right now. How cool would that have been?
Man, you would be making a killing. You'd be making a killing. Especially now that, they're looking, it's all legal and shit.
Hmm.
You could have had your little, what do they call it? Not
A
a dispensary.
greenhouse.
That's where they actually sell it, but where they actually grow it. Yeah, like your little farms. Lynn's Farms.
Hmm.
All right, Lynn, happy birthday. What are you doing? No plans for tonight?
Well, I'm gonna have dinner with the ladies. We're going to Capicu because
You should go to
that's just
Latin night tonight.
it's what it is. Latin night. It's gonna be a DJ,
Nice.
Latin food
Wait,
because it's a
where's
Puerto Rican spot.
Capicu? I never heard of that. Where's that at?
It's local.
Is it? Oh, I
Yeah, it's
never
local
even
by
heard of it.
me.
Never even heard of it.
So local, I can Uber home if I need to.
Hey, look at that.
I may need to.
Well, why would you even be driving there? It's your birthday. And nobody's coming to pick you up. No love. No love,
Right?
man.
You know who's not picking me up today? You, with those vibes. Jesus.
Okay. All right.
Jeez.
Seriously? All these years and you still getting all sensitive? I'm just messing with you, little sis.
Yeah, man.
Relax. You're lucky I'm not there.
I'm
I'll
a
give you some
sensitive
birthday
bee.
punches. I'll give you
I'm a
all
sensitive
41 of
bee.
them. One for good luck.
You're gonna give me more punches than your age?
No, I'm going to give you 41. The 40 for your age and one for good luck.
Jeez. That's a lot of punches. No, thank you. Oh
Yeah,
my
no, I'll
god,
be
yo,
there
Ray
for a
used
minute.
to attack me when I was younger. Holy crap. He used to like sit on me and punch me and tell me it was because it's my birthday.
Lies. Lies.
It's
Lies.
exactly what would happen.
Birthdays
Ray
make
would
you, yeah.
even
All
make me
that,
lay
yeah.
down so he could like pop my back pimples. It was gross. It hurt. It was
Ew.
abuse. Okay.
My ex would do that.
Jeez.
She would watch videos on that stuff and be like, it's therapeutic. I'm like, ugh. Ew.
Yeah, so then you would turn around and be like, oh, I'm going to try this on my little sister. Mer.
Well, what are you for then? What is your purpose? If it's not for me to abuse you, what's your purpose? But listen, we're live on YouTube. Explain what it is your purpose. If anybody else have siblings, comment down below. What's their purpose? Look, mine got it right with me, right? And then you came along. What was the whole point of you? Happy birthday!
I'm also doing yoga after this, guys. I'm going to go to a tennis court to do yoga. And so when I first had this idea, it was going to be early morning.
Tennis court.
Mm-hmm. Nice flat surface. We're going to throw our yoga mats out. We're going to do some yoga. It's going to be great. But when I first had this idea, it was supposed to be early morning, so it'd be cool.
Oh, it's gonna be hot as balls.
Yeah, it's going to be mad hot. We're just going to be in the sun.
That's why when I go for my walks, I go like around sunset.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice and it's cooler and it's just, I don't know, nice vibes. And if it gets darker, then I walk around town and
Golden
it's all lit
hour.
up.
You can take really great selfies then.
Yeah, it's all lit up and everything. It's nice.
Selfie.
So are you not spoiling yourself today for your birthday? No manicure, pedicure, massage, no
I have
spa
my
day?
nails done. I have my nails done for my birthday celebration. So over the weekend. So my nails are still fresh. No, I'm thinking about a spa. Maybe I'll get a massage. Maybe.
Hey, it's your birthday. You're supposed
I
to treat
kind of
yourself, right?
just want to go shopping. I might end up at the mall.
Did you get yourself a birthday gift?
That's what I'm thinking. I want to go
I'm
look
not
at
gonna
like
lie, I
the
do
jewelry
that. I
store
kind
and
of do
like
that. I
see
justify
what I get
like when it's
myself
come close to my birthday. I
for
kind
my
of justify
29.
like I don't really should be buying this, but oh, it's my birthday. I'll buy it. That's like the only thing I probably do. It's like I'll buy myself something.
I do try to be more on like the minimalist style when it comes to, consuming. I try not to like buy shit just to buy
Since
it.
when?
But
Since Tuesday? Like is this something new?
since I had to start over. Since like I lost everything in a house fire. It was awful a few years ago. I don't know if you remember that, but it was a dark period of my life.
She might be
So I
talking
try to have like
about
a
a different
minimalist
universe or
kind of
something.
mentality. But I think I'd like another
And
piece
all
of
right, so that
food.
explain how like I walked in the other day that I came to your house
Like,
the other
well, meet
day
up.
and you literally had boxes still sitting outside. I'm like, Lynn, do you need me to bring those IKEA boxes inside? What do you want to do? She's like, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm like, then why'd you buy it? What minimalist?
I had a plan for those, and then the plan changed. So I'm like, oh, what do I do with these? I'm not just gonna build them and have them now. They're just gonna be in the box.
Listen, she literally had something built outside. She had this nice backyard built. She tore it out just so she could build it again.
Yeah, yeah. It was poorly built. I have to make sure it's not gonna like come crashing down. Like my kids have swings hanging from it. The whole damn structure is like shaking when they're swinging. That's awful.
It was dope though. I'm kind of heartbroken you took it down.
Yeah.
I don't know. Your backyard had a nice, like, different vibe to it. It was like, oh, like you like teleported when you went to your backyard. I was
Well,
like,
it's
oh,
coming
well, I'm
again
like on an
soon.
island somewhere.
It's coming
When?
again soon. I'm
2024?
already like, doing the sketches and I just have to get the tools and get it done.
Oh, so that's why you got to wake up early.
I
You
have to
got to
be a
work on your
morning
back,
person, get stuff done
so
before
you
the
can
sun
work on
comes
the
out, gets
backyard.
hot.
Yeah, and finish it and finish it.
I really feel like when I do wake up early, I'm more productive. I get more done in the day. So I have to follow those opportunities, take advantage of them.
Oh man, we're getting soon to where like the day shit is all shifting. Like the hours are gonna be all whack. Then they got rid of daylight savings, right? So like eventually we're not gonna be doing that shit no more.
I believe
Eventually in our
so, but I
lifetime.
don't think it's yet or something. I really
Yeah,
don't
that's so stupid. It's like you sign something into law, but you can't like kick it in like right away. Like you gotta wait like
know.
two
Hmm.
years or something stupid. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna change it, but we're gonna torture you for another 2 years. Like, I don't get that.
Oh
It's like,
shit!
look,
But
just
it's
sign it and
snowing
get
by
rid of
you.
it. It does look like snow, right? Wait till it does snow. I'm gonna show all you
That's how
guys.
it
You be like,
starts
yeah,
with
we
the
just
little
got a blizzard.
flurries.
I'm like, yeah, we just got a blizzard.
Winter's coming.
Oh, shut up. I don't want no winter. Jeez.
It's
Shush,
on the
shush.
way. I don't know if you guys have
I'm
noticed, but like
seriously,
things are getting cool. Like at night, it starts getting cold. You need
it
like a
is.
hoodie in your car.
And it's like, you really know, like, it's coming. And it's like, I don't
Hmm.
want it to come. Like, I want to be a snowbird. I got, like, the people who, like, just leave and then they go down south
Hmm.
for winter. Like, literally, that's what I
Yeah,
want to be.
yeah. I want to
I
be
gotta figure
here
that out.
through like New Year's and then be out.
Bounce.
Yeah,
Bounce. And come back, like, around, I would say March, but that's still
June.
cold.
I would say June.
June. She said, she said June. That's hilarious.
What? February, March, even April. Like when you're
Yo, you
just so
skipped six
anxious for that
months.
warm
She said, "I'm
weather.
gonna leave."
Hell
She
no,
said, "I'm
man.
gonna
That's when the
roll
winter
out."
gets hard.
Whoa, you. So let's backstep it. You said I'm gonna leave in the beginning of the year, right?
Mhm.
She said New Year's, and I ain't coming back for 6 months. You literally want to live 6 months somewhere else, like
Yes.
just somewhere else. We should get like a house in Puerto Rico or something.
Right.
And just bounce, just disappear. Ah, if it wasn't for the kids. Oh, life. See, everybody, wait to have kids. I know kids are dope, but wait to have them because it's just, oh man, I don't
But
know.
don't wait.
What?
And then before you know it, they're old and you've got your life
I was
again.
gonna ask you that. Like, what would you suggest? Like, with having kids, like have them back when you're young, so that they can grow up, and then you can still have part of your life to like go and have fun.
To Russia.
Isn't Russia colder? We're trying to get out of the cold. We don't
Yeah,
want
it's
to be
true. That's
putting on
true.
more parkas.
Almost looks like Lynn is knocking them back with my slim can.
Oh, I love those cans. Oh man, I'm so spoiled when I go to Lynn's house. I love those things because she always has like a new flavor too. I'm like, oh, what's this?
Yeah, I'm drinking
Seagram's
strawberry
bubbly.
mango today.
Yeah, see, I didn't even have that one yet. I'm like, oh man,
It's
it's
hella
Telco.
cold.
Yeah,
Oh
man,
heck
we're trying to
no.
tell you we don't want to wear parkas anymore. He's like, yo, come over here. You can build igloos. I don't want to build no igloo. I'm trying to be on a boat somewhere, man. I'm trying to have that super freaking Miami hat on.
Yeah,
Was
you
it a
need to
little
hurry up and
straw
be a
hat?
pirate so I can go visit you in the winter months.
Yeah. Yeah, I want literally. I'm tired of having two wardrobes. I want to have like just one consistent wardrobe. I just got to find it where I can wear it all the time. It's like, no, no more hoodies, no more parkas, no more shoveling snow.
Let's burn our skins. That sounds
Hell yeah.
awful.
Vitamin D. Vitamin D is good for you.
I don't want like I'm starting to peel right now from something, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, you know what that means? That means you do shit.
Might have to look into that before you make plans. What's that? Is Russia accepting American visitors? Ooh.
Is it? Yeah, are they? That's a good question. Actually,
Yo, let's go to Dubai.
isn't Dubai expensive though?
I hear when you go to Dubai, it makes the US look like a third world country.
Because of all the buildings and shit.
Yeah. Like it's so like futuristic and like
Speaking of
clean.
buildings, you remember that
You
thing we saw the other day, the line? A lot of people started to talk about that. I think that's getting traction. We're all gonna
Really?
be living in tin cans. Yeah,
Oh,
we're all gonna be
jeez.
living in tin cans. I need my boat. I need my boat when that shit go. Like when that shit goes down.
Oh, so Russia's accepting. It's the US that's not allowing.
Yeah, U.S. is so stupid, man. It's like you instigated that shit, and then you're gonna be like, no, no, no.
They can't come here.
Like how you instigate it, how you instigate all that, like, yo, Ukraine, yeah, go ahead, do all that, do that. And then when it starts like, no, look at what they're doing, look what ooh, I'm telling on you. It's like, oh, US, come on, man, change up, man. This is why we got a bad rep, man. It's like why we do all this stupid stuff, man.
That's a great. I'm telling you, Ray, you have the best analogies.
That's literally what they're doing right now. They're like, ooh, I'm telling. Look what Russia. It's like they instigated all this stuff, and then they're like, ooh, I'm telling. You know what it was? You know when you're little, right? Because Lynn knows all about this, and it'd be like, "I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not." That's the shit she would do. And then they'll be like, "Yo, stop that!" And then she's like, "Ma, oh, man, that's the U.S. Just ready to tell the whole world, like, oh, look what Russia did."
Russia's accepting, but then arresting and holding hostage.
Oh yeah, that's right. You don't want to go to Russia because you like
Yeah.
to smoke. She
Mm-hmm.
got 8 years for smoking. You don't want to. You don't want to do that.
Jeez. And all she
I
had
think
was a pen.
honestly,
All she had was one of those little vape pens.
I don't even think it's all about that. I think it's because she was
Ah.
of status, right?
Yeah.
And Russia was like, well, we could get her for this. We can, and look what happened. They got one of their terrorists back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Did that all go down yet? Like, did they actually do the swap, or she's like still serving? Like, she got 8 years. She started serving it.
I don't know. The powers to be doesn't want that to be a headline story anymore, so it's not.
Like, it's funny too
They
because it's
had their
like
5 minutes.
I should be really mad because it's something stupid that she got arrested for, but then I don't feel bad for her. I'm like, yeah, nah, you were talking shit about the U.S., so no, no, taking a knee. Like, no, all right, well, you can take a knee in yourself.
Your thoughts, Ray, on the American basketball player being exchanged for the arms dealer?
I just said it, Tris. Pay attention. No, Tris, I love you, man. Jeez, man, got me repeating myself. Pay attention. I mean, it's not like we're doing this live. Come on, I'll fix it in post now. You gotta edit out his silly question. I don't know.
At least
I'm
I'm
just in
not the
this
only
mood
one.
today.
I'm with you,
I don't
Chris.
know.
I'm with
I don't
you.
know why. It started with you, and now I'm in this mood. I'm just
Jeez.
I'm just in this mood today. I love it.
Trish said the exchange happened yesterday.
Oh, did it? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, freaking terrorists. Like we're gonna let out a terrorist for a freaking.
So I'm living in Russia for like 5 years now. I am Japanese, and the news media says Japan and Russia are enemies. They never signed a peace agreement. They're still in war in blah blah, but not a single time.
Yeah. So, Tadashi, you just made a valid point. Like, yo, we need to just stop watching the news. The news is full of shit. Like, listen. And especially with you seeing the world, you're experiencing it. Like the news is just it wants. I feel like the news makes money by just hyping up your emotions, making you
Mhm.
feel a certain type of way. And it's like, if you don't want to feel that certain type of way, stop watching that crap.
He said, I never feel, never ever, I never feel I'm being targeted for harassment or racism.
Yeah.
He doesn't experience
Yeah.
any of
Good for you, man. And
that.
that's why just stop watching the news. It's like as you listen, the more you realize it, the more you see things with your own eyes, the more you realize, like, wait a minute, that's not true. The stuff they're saying. It's like they make up, like they can't really just tell you um like literally what's going on. Like they gotta, flub it all up and fill all this stuff so you feel a certain type of way. It's like, oh, it's sunny outside, but it's blistering hot, and oh, you should feel mad that you're going outside with the hot, and then they'll tie it into the environment, and then bro, it's so stupid. Stop watching the news.
Right.
It's like they really got to stir up your emotions. But that's good. I'm glad that you see things in your way, and like you could be, somewhere coming in where you think it's enemy territory, and you feel accepted. It's like you don't feel a racism. Like you're treated like a human being, and that's how it is, pretty much everywhere in the world. And it's like the news just
Yeah.
likes to, you know, if anything, like I like seeing things in like people's perspective. Like when something goes down and you see all the videos on Twitter and you see like people on the ground and they're showing you things, that's what I like to watch. Because in the news they'll go and they'll like either show it one sided. Like have you ever seen Lynn that clip where the guy's trying to make it seem like the hurricane is so bad, and then like when they turn off the camera, somebody else is recording and it shows them like it's sunny and like it's fine, and like he was standing in a puddle. He purposely stood in a puddle to show like the water was deep, and then he like
Hmm.
steps out of the puddle and he's like walking on a regular street. You ever seen that?
I have seen those. Yes.
It's like that's literally how it is 24/7 with all these news channels. And like I'm glad that their ratings are dropping because
They
that
they
tells me,
sensationalize it because
hey,
it makes it
exactly,
more
that's the word I've been trying to
clickable.
get.
Yeah, it
Thank
makes it
you,
more
Lynn.
clickable. It's like,
I've been like,
oh, what's this?
yeah, I was like, freaking
They try and
emojing
create
my
that
like
intensity.
emotions.
Yep, they play with your emotions.
They
It's
do.
awful.
It's like just stop watching the news. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Just go out. I like seeing things like I said firsthand, like what people are showing, like the whole thing with Tijuana. I didn't even read an article. I think there was something like a little clip that I read that kind of gave me the gist on Twitter. But I was watching people's actual like videos because that to me I felt more as far as like what was going on.
Okay.
And now that everybody has cameras, man, we all can be journalists and start recording and showing the truth.
Yeah, that's true.
And actually, that was kind of like what kind of woke me up to like us being lied to by our government when it came to the
Hmm.
media was when remember that Vegas shooting that happened that kind of died. Nobody talks about it ever again. But there
Yes.
was clips, there was videos coming out, people on the rooftop because it's Vegas, so everybody's out and about, and there's people recording, and they
Hmm.
were just showing like there was a helicopter flying, and you could see things that look like muzzle fire coming out of the helicopter, right? You could
Hmm.
see somebody was on the rooftop and they were like, look, look at the view. I'm looking right at that building and nothing's coming out of that building.
Hmm.
So there was a lot of questions that came out of that it was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know? And even like something like 9/11, right? Like, do you believe with 9/11 that everything that happened that day was really like we were told the truth as far as what happened that day?
That's a good question. I don't know. I doubt it. Thinking
Right,
logically, I
because
doubt it.
there's some things that are classified, right?
Right.
The government's not going to come out and be like, "Oh, hey, this is how we were vulnerable to the whole world, so they could attack us again," right? So
Right.
by that just own like concept, you got to realize they're lying to us. So what else they're lying about? That's why I don't, man. I don't mess with the news no more.
It's just the media who decides who is the enemy and who is a friend. We
Thank
are
you. Yes,
are
amen, Tadashi. Amen. And that's what we're trying to do with this show. It's like, look, let's stop with all this like isms, all these labels, all these titles, and let's start looking at people as individuals.
yeah.
Because the same way, like I don't feel like I don't. If I want to say like I felt racism in my life, it was probably from my own kind because they felt that I was too white. Like Liz was like, oh, I'm a white boy, right? Like
Hmm.
that's how I always felt. I was always the gringo, right? So that's the only thing when it came to racism. Everything else in the world, everybody treated me like an equal, and I love it. It's like I had to prove myself, but
Yeah, just don't point to a country or a person. If you did
exactly.
something bad, then their response also will be the same.
Right, and that's one thing. Like what happened with this whole like when they sensationalized the whole invasion into Ukraine, you heard all the stories of how, Russians who were here in America were getting mistreated. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what? Why? Why? Like, they're here. They have nothing to do with that. Like, why can't you take an individual? Why are you instantly looking to see what their past, their history, whatever, whatever their DNA is, and now you're looking to persecute them for something they had no control of? It's like, that
Hmm.
makes no sense to me, but that's how people are.
Yeah.
But hopefully, through conversation, we could talk about things and be like, yo, why are we doing this? This is silly.
Hmm.
Stop looking at the person's skin, sex, whatever they are, and just take them as an individual.
And I think a lot of people do have that approach that they are just taking people as individuals. But the issue, oh my God, I'm telling you, it's the media. Because
It is the
once the
media.
media takes it and they've put a spin on it and they've, added their own, opinion about it, now they're able to, get people to rally behind them, to believe
Hmm.
their message, to take that and make it their own. Because again, if you don't know what you stand for, you're going to fall for anything. And if you're
Right,
just,
and it's
spitting out whatever it is that you see on the internet, you could be all over the place because the internet is all over the place.
yeah, and it's getting worse. Like, it's
Hmm.
um like back in the day when you would go apply for a job, they'd be like, oh, there was always be that form where they're like, do you want to, self disclose as far as who you are, right? So it's like, are
Hmm.
you male, female? Are you
Like
what race are
race, you would
you?
ask the
What race
race.
are you? Are
Yeah.
you a veteran? You have some kind of disability? Now that form is like going to the point where it's like, what's your sexual orientation? What's your pronouns? I'm like, this is silly. Like, why does that even matter? It's
Hmm.
like, and maybe it's because we allow the race thing to be on the form, and now it's going to like, what's your sexual orientation for Wednesday? I don't like what.
Hmm.
It's like, it's getting bad, and I feel like, I don't know. Like I said, just take people as individuals. Stop looking at all that stuff. Like, people are capable of a lot of things. People are capable of good. People are capable of bad. And just because they have a certain label doesn't mean they're not capable of doing something bad. And just because they don't have that label doesn't mean that they're not capable of doing something good. It's like, you
Right.
don't know until you take the individual for who they are.
Hmm.
That's my rant. Sorry. I was trying not to rant today. I was just having fun, and then I got triggered. I got triggered. Mm.
Should I also hate US or American citizens for dropping nukes on us? Nah, brother, people are not bad. People are not bad. Bad are those who are taking these decisions.
And
Yes.
that's a beautiful point that
Hmm.
you brought up, because that's something that was in history that you didn't live through, that you're like, listen, that wasn't, you guys didn't do that to me. It wasn't, I didn't live through it. It was not in my lifetime. I'm gonna let it go. But that's literally what's happening in the US when it comes to reparations and racism and all this stuff. Like, they want to bring up slavery that we weren't even a part of. So I'm glad that you brought that up, because that's even more recent. Like, we dropped nukes and killed two major cities.
Hmm.
And you want to be like, but what about the history back in, like, bro, like, let that go. Like, if we can't let it go, we're never going to move on.
Hmm.
Thank you, Tadashi. That was a great point. Oh man, because Americans don't see it like that. We're
Right.
so like self-centered that we only worried about, what about our
It's
history? Our
the
history. What
ego.
about the history
It's
that
the
we
ego.
did?
It's always me, and what how does this affect me, and what about me,
Hmm.
And that's kind of what's developing this whole victim mentality too, is that we are a society of let's cater to the individual and your feelings, and we've lost that sense of community, that sense of greater um holding yourself to a higher standard because you're part of something greater.
Right. But once again, it's like a lot of people, they don't really have, they don't have a sense of purpose, feeling part of a group, right?
Hmm.
So it's like, if the community was developed the right way, it was like, hey, this is your role in the community, this is your purpose, this is how you can feel important, then people wouldn't have to go for all these different identifications to feel like, oh, I belong.
Hmm.
So unfortunately, that's how it is, man. But no, Tadashi made a great point, man. It's like, look, that was like, what was it, 70, 70 years ago? 80 years ago? That we dropped nukes? Like, that's more recent than slavery, but we all just still stuck on slavery,
Right.
reparations. I'm like, all right, what about this?
Yeah,
Because
because when you
your
focus,
ancestors were around for that.
right, right.
Nobody wants to talk about that, right? Okay, I almost not saying that.
Um,
Thanks, Tadashi. That was a great one. That was a great argument point.
so sorry, I feel a little angry when someone talks wrong about Japan and Russia.
Good for you. Good for you because you
It's
know
that
what? You're
sense of
seeing the
pride,
truth.
though. It's that sense of
Yeah,
like, hey, I'm part of that community. That's part of me.
right, right.
Hmm.
And then, of course, when you try to stay, when you stand up for Russia because you felt, like you're living there, you're living there, you're seeing the reality, you're feeling the love, and you want to defend. Of course, you want to defend something that has treated you right, right? And then when you defend it, they're gonna kill you with all the labels, all the isms, and they're gonna label you something that is completely like, wait, what? So that your voice gets, muzzled, and they're like, don't listen to that. He's a Nazi. He's a this. He's a, like that's what they're gonna do to you,
Yeah.
and it's heartbreaking. It really is because the more we talk and the more we defend humanity, the more we will be, we'll have a better sense of us and community. But no, we always got to have a bad guy. We got to have an enemy, right?
Yeah. Dropping nukes now would be seen as war crimes.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes,
Yeah. Yes, we don't say anything
yeah.
about the ones dropped in Japan. Yeah.
Right. And to me, that's atrocious. When we talk about history, if you want to say slavery was atrocious, dropping nukes was atrocious. Like we
Yeah.
could have figured out a better way to freaking fight a war than dropping a bomb that killed so many innocent people.
Hmm.
It's like, because once that boom, and then isn't there like the aftermath still going on years later? It's like, come on, the fallout of it, come on. But we don't talk about that, right? So now the U.S. wants to play like, oh, the skeletons are closet. We're only going to talk about these skeletons. No, we should talk about all of them. Like
Right.
if you want to move forward, you got to air out all the dirty laundry.
And war isn't the answer, man. War
It's
is not
not.
the answer.
It's not. And this is
You know, like
why, like,
the soldiers at the front line, they're putting their lives on the line. They don't want to be there. You know,
no.
they're doing it out of pride to protect their loved ones at home, but they
And
don't want to be
no,
there.
but I mean, they're willing to do there, right? They're willing to be there. They're willing to fight for something that is right. Like if it's going to be righteous. But when you lie about the reason why you're fighting these wars, which a lot of the modern day wars are just, political strategy, right? Just trying to get somebody to get power and more power, and you're just doing it to benefit somebody else, then what's the whole point of that?
Right.
So that's why, I mean, once again, I got to commend the last guy who was in office who was talking about peace. Like,
Hmm.
man, in my lifetime, I never thought somebody would actually be talking about that because there's so much money to be making having wars.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that was like, wow. Like, whoa, he's sitting with dictators, he's sitting with leaders. Like, it seemed like, oh, North Korea is the most horrible guy, right? Horrible, horrible guy. And he went across the border, had a conversation with the guy. And I'm
Hmm.
like, yo, that to me is like, if he could do it, why can't we do it? Why can't we have conversation with our neighbors? Why can't we cross the political, whatever? Oh, he's a this, he's a that, whatever you think, just cross that and have a conversation. Break bread with the guy, you know? Just be like, so tell me about you. Because I saw it in I think it was in Germany. When I went to Germany, the guy he was like, "Oh, you're an American," and he already was gonna sum me up, and I was like, "No, no, no. Listen, whatever my president is doing right now, and Bush was the president at the time. It's like I don't agree with him." And I told him I was like, "I lost my buddy because of that war, so please don't kind of lump me in with that." And he was like, "Oh," and then afterwards, started drinking and we started talking, and that we had that conversation, and like that's when you get to know people, you know. It's like don't assume, don't literally with the cliches, don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah. I lost a lot of relatives in Hiroshima. Maybe I could have more brothers and sisters today if I started telling stories about about those days. Man, you may start hating your history.
Yeah,
He said, but let's not forget history. Let's not forget the past. Learn from the past and never repeat the history.
right. right?
Mhm.
And that's like we gotta have look. History has some tragedies in it, but we gotta talk about those tragedies and understand. Like, look, I understand this tragedy, but I can't hold that hatred against you today because you didn't do that to me. You didn't do those transgressions against me. So
Mhm.
let's work on a future where we don't have any more of these transgressions. Let's not have any more crazy ass wars. Let's not be dropping nukes. Let's not have slavery. Let's not let's just have a well balanced society where everybody feels like they have a purpose.
Mhm.
But
Yeah. Sorry. I hope you didn't making your birthday negative. No, it's actually the opposite. I feel like this is the kind of conversations that we all need to have, and being able to express ourselves, allowing you guys to express yourselves. This is a great birthday.
I think
So
Lynn was
no,
having.
don't worry about like it's a heavy topic, but we're
I think
good.
Lynn. I think Lynn was getting more mad at my jokes that I was making on her expense.
Yeah, man.
We changed the subject.
This guy over here. I think that's why no more nukes have been dropped. We saw the damage done by them. Yeah.
And it's funny because, ironically, the U.S. is constantly saying like, "Oh, this guy's a warmonger. He's going to drop nukes," but we're the one who has the history of dropping it.
Yeah.
So if anybody in the world should be worried about anybody dropping it again, it's us. Is be scared of the U.S. because we
Hmm.
did it. We show that we're willing to do it. So like we're like, oh, Russia, they're warmongers. Oh, North Korea, warmongers. Oh, they're gonna drop it. They're gonna drop it. But who dropped it already? We did.
Hmm.
So then we should have that reflection and be like, yo, like we don't even have that. We don't even have the guilt that we did that. And that's
Right.
the sad part about it. It's like we did. It's recent. It's recent, and we still like. There's still people alive who lived through that, and we don't have the guilt.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
There
So,
are people. There are still people alive who, like Tadashi, lost people from that.
hmm
That's still within their family story, within that rhetoric. Like with us, when you look back, we don't have much storytelling from our ancestors, our lineage. We don't really know much about where we come from, but this is something that for Tadashi and his family, it's still affecting them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll want to sit here and we want to glorify
Facts.
colonization and slavery and stuff that everybody was doing in the world. And
Hmm.
it was like centuries ago. And like we want to talk about that, but the gruesome thing that happened recently, like we still got people alive. This is what I'm saying. Like, why should we cry about a transgression that we didn't live through? Right?
Hmm.
But the fact that we still have people alive that saw those nukes get dropped and we're not talking about that, like come on. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, I remember being, I want to say in seventh or eighth grade, I was in middle school when 9/11 happened,
hmm
and being so young and having that affected me. There are people who are still alive who were young who did get affected by it in a
And
similar way.
9/11 is a good one because we don't talk about like, all right, so we see the end product and then we're going to believe what was told to us because you know
Don't
what,
forget it really
let's not make
happened.
the episodes of any of the, theories or whatever, right? But let's just take it for what it was. We don't look at, and we don't feel guilty as the U.S. We don't feel guilty for the reasons that led up to that. The fact that we went into other countries and then because it doesn't benefit us no more, we just leave them. It's
Hmm.
like, so then what was the whole point of us going in the first place? Like, why are we sticking our noses in places that we have no intention to helping them out and finishing what we started? Like, I don't understand that. And going back to Drunk's comment, he said we act like it never happened. No, the U.S. is even worse. We embrace it and we spin it. We spin it like, oh, it was something we had to do. Oh, look, we created these nukes and we had to do. We did it with such solidarity and composure. Like, oh, we're so honorable because we dropped these nukes. Like, no, man. It's like this is the stuff that the U.S. has to kind of look at. Like, look how evil we are and we've
Hmm.
shown that we can be evil. So let's stop pointing at fingers at everybody else and let's start pointing at ourselves and let's try to change this. Let's change it up. That's why I'm so glad. Like, not to get more political, but Liz Cheney just got booted out, and she was the last of Dick Cheney. That's his daughter, and they were all about these warmongering, war hungry, Iraq war, all that bullshit. She got kicked out, and I'm hoping that we get more of these war hungry people out of here. That's how we're
Hmm.
gonna get peace. That's how we're gonna change it.
Yeah.
But the guy
The
who was
side
all about
effects of that
peace,
bomb still, people are still suffering. No one was ready to marry. Wait, what? No one was ready to
yeah,
marry
they were outcasted.
Hiroshima. Yep.
They were outcasted
And
because they were like,
Nagasaki.
yo, yeah, they were like, oh, now they treated them like they were mutants, right? Because they were like,
Hmm.
oh, after the aftermath,
The
they're like, I
after
don't want to
effects.
spread DNA with
Yeah.
you. Who knows what you might have? Just
Yeah.
oh, you might get cancer or something
And
down the
that's
way.
true. History is written by the people who won. They're the ones who are going to document it. They're the ones who are around to document it.
I get that, but we gotta be smart about it. Like we
Hmm.
gotta literally see, like, yo, the only country that who has ever dropped the most disgusting weapon ever created by man is the United States. So just because you're spinning it and you want to make it look all pretty in movies, right? Oh, that we were outnumbered. Oh, they attacked us Pearl Harbor. I get all that. And I'm not taking anything away from that, but I think that we could have fought a lot better than dropping a disgusting weapon.
Hmm.
And like we don't talk about that stuff. And when we do, like I said, we do it like that. We make it seem like it was so honorable. It's
Right.
like, no, we are the bad guys. And then when you start thinking about more stuff like that, then you start questioning stuff like in Ukraine, where they're coming out saying that the U.S. was funding biochemical warfare over there, like labs and stuff over there. And the
Hmm.
U.S. is notorious for this, putting their nose in places and funding, right, to go against their enemies. Like we did it down in South America with the CIA, and now we have a whole drug cartel that's literally causing a freaking wars scene in freaking Tijuana right now. It's
Hmm.
like these are the after effects of our meddling, and until the people start acknowledging that and say, "Yo, let's defund the government, let's make it smaller," we're never gonna forget. It's gonna keep going, and yeah,
Right.
we're gonna make the next Taliban and the next ISIS and the next whatever. We created all that stuff, man. Sorry for my rants. I see the comments going.
Yeah. So drunk. Saw an episode. Saw a documentary. About the stuff we do in foreign countries during war.
Yeah,
Had me sick to my stomach. I love
yeah.
documentaries, man. Yep. Damn, this episode is a goodie. Yep. These are the conversations we
I'm
have to
trying to keep it
have.
light though. It's Lynn's birthday. It's Thursday, but you know what? It's I gotta put it. We gotta put it out there because we gotta talk
Mhm.
about this stuff. Like we want to really seriously talk about the atrocious behavior of all the other governments, but when then the U.S. gets a why? Because we're number one. It's supposed we're number one. Like we're not gonna hold ourselves accountable.
Right.
Like you hold Russia
We're
accountable,
supposed to
you
be
hold North
number
Korea
one,
accountable.
so why don't we hold ourselves to a higher standard? As a
Yeah,
society, why don't we say like, oh well, why is it that there's nothing that we hold beneath us in our actions?
yeah. Why do we walk around like we're
You know,
holier than thou? Like, come
yes,
on, let's be
yes.
realistic. We're not. We're atrocious.
Hmm.
It's like, look at Saddam. We made him see like he was such a warmonger. We put that guy in power
We talk about the
in the
Nazis, but we
80s.
don't talk about the Britishers to these colonies. Um, e- Ever visit a country where British rule was?
Mm-hmm. Why do you think Africa
Have you been to a
curtains?
country where British rule is? I know you've been to a few more countries. I've been all over
Um,
the Caribbean. I want to say Turks and Caicos is a British territory.
was right or is it
I think
currently?
it currently is.
I know that a lot of those islands territories, but I mean, look at our history. Look at our history. We were our even Puerto Rico, but
Hmm.
just conquerors coming over. It was Spanish, but they were coming over. Puerto Rico it was like a bunch of slaves. It was all slavery.
Hmm.
But they don't. Once again, when it talks about that, they don't talk about the rest of the world doing it.
Yeah.
It's like that's how it was, man. And the funny thing is like they want to say like, oh, when we came in, we took over the natives that were here. It was like because we had the means. If we didn't have the means, right? If the natives had the exact same weapons we had, they would have been fighting us too, and they would have been conquering. That's just mankind. That's how mankind is. And until we acknowledge how mankind is, that we're capable of such evil, and take that evil head on. And this is you guys individually. Until you acknowledge the evil you're capable of, you won't be able to silence that evil.
Hmm.
This is why I keep saying we all have the devil in us. We all have the capability of doing evil things. We just got to understand that and then silence that evilness.
Yeah.
And then say, no, I want to be better. That's what makes us human. That's what makes us better than animals. It's the fact that we want to be better.
Hmm.
So then let's just do better things. But we're
And
not
we
doing
have
it
that
by
free
just
will. We
not
have that
addressing
ability
it.
to choose.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we gotta address it. We gotta have the conversations.
So Japan is still a colony of the U.S. I didn't know that. I'm so confused. In what way? Let me see. John Bolton literally said he's organized government coups in foreign countries.
I believe it. I believe it. And we all know why we were fighting the Iraq wars, right? It was all for oil, right? So I believe it. I believe it. And this is why I'm so against all the three-letter agencies. Because, I mean, look at what they're funding. Look at what they're doing. Taking weapons that we manufacture here. We're thinking we're manufacturing weapons for war, for defense. And we're over here saying it to, these terrorist groups. And then, well, why are we sending it there? To manufacture a war. And be like, oh my God, we're a threat. Come on. Come on, man.
Oh,
Sorry that I lost you.
I'm missing the comments. I'm missing the comments.
Liz is falling back. I'm
Society
like
is a
ranting
social
over here.
contract that you will behave in those norms. Yes. One U.S. leader select who will be stand for president of Japan. I didn't know that. All right. U.S. troops on Japan land.
Yes, we have a base out
Export
there.
of U.S. weapons. Number
Hmm.
one export of USA is weapons.
Actually, we still have a base out in Germany, and we still have a base out in Japan.
Mm.
So
People be like, Ukraine this, Ukraine that, but we did the same thing to Iraq. Probably worse, to be honest. Yep.
and we're still doing it with Ukraine, and then watch what they come out. They're gonna be like, oh, watch. There's gonna be some kind of terrorist groups that get started up, and that's because we funded it and we fueled the fire for that.
Mm.
It's like we're notorious for going in and all Afghanistan. Look at what just happened recently with Biden just pulling out. It's like that's our thing. It's like we go in and we jack shit up and then we leave.
Yeah.
And then wonder why. Oh, why they don't like us? We try bringing democracy.
Right. 3, Japan always sacrificed their interests to satisfy the U.S. The sacrifice could be money, rights, or even land. Wow, I didn't know this. The Sugaru Strait. There is always a general whenever important decisions have to be taken. Wow. Actually, I didn't know this. I didn't know any of this.
But that's his history, man.
Wow.
He feels a certain type of way, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm look more power on you, Tadashi. I love it that you can go and go against the grain, and you could travel and you can see things, and you see things with your own eyes. And if that gives you, a sense of distaste with the U.S., then have it for be it. But understand, don't have it for everybody here. Like a lot of people are blinded
Right.
by what's going on with the government. But I get where you're coming from. It's like you want change too. Like you're like, look, U.S., hold yourself accountable. And I'm there right there with you. I want that too for my politicians. It's like, that's why I call them politicians. They're not leaders. I want leaders. I want us to come to the table and be like, look, we did atrocious things and let's make a pact that we're not going to do this kind of things anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get rid of the warmongers. Let's get rid of all these guys who find it, they're just lining their pockets and they don't care about the U.S., us, ourselves, the people who elected them, right? As well as people we call allies. And then they keep making, false enemies. It's like, look, we got to start not to go back to like the whole globalists and their whole initiative and all that, but as human beings, we got to realize, look, we got to work together.
Mm-hmm.
We got to work together. We gotta
Yeah.
we gotta squash all this. We gotta talk out our differences. Not to sound like corny as it sounds, but like that's literally what we got to do.
It's basically it.
Yeah.
Yep, they'll never admit it because we would have to go back to the beginning of the country.
Hmm. But I think that listen, at some point they can deny it all they want, but now it's getting to a point where there's division within the U.S. Like I literally do feel like we're in
A
like
civil
a
war.
new civil war.
Yeah.
But it's not the way you expect it, where we're fighting each other with pew pews. We're literally fighting, through technology.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, I think somebody said it here, a peaceful divorce. But I think that's going to happen. And maybe when that happens, then there could be some kind of resolution in the U.S. and then that could stem out globally. Because we could attack China all we want, but we're dependent on China. Or actually, we don't. We kind of defend China. We kind of don't call them out for their grievous behaviors. More grievous than what Russia is ever doing, by the way. I'll just throw that out there.
We don't hate citizens. We are all people. That's the key, man. There's strength in that, in being able to, look at any topic objectively and, you know, have your feelings, have your opinions, but still not allow it to affect the way you treat individuals, still
Hmm.
not allow it to bring out that racism in you. Because when we create those prejudices in our mind based on the stuff, the information that we take in, it does create those prejudices, and it's easy to be racist against certain things, and it takes strength to not
But
allow that to fog your mind, your thoughts.
but nowadays, it's like you disagree with somebody and they gotta call you a racist.
Hmm.
It's like we can't even have the conversation. And you, the funny thing is like when I can't, have a discussion with you, disagree with you, and you can't take me as an individual. You go start labeling. What do you think that's going to foster more? That's going to foster more of that hatred in people to start becoming racist. Like you're literally going to create the creature that you're labeling people.
Hmm.
Like it's like I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird where we are in this day and age.
Oh, Japan is still a monarchy. I missed that one. Did you guys see that Sam Harris admitted he supported the suppression of Hunter Biden's laptop story because Biden needed to win at all costs?
Oh, well, there's a lot of things, man. There's a documentary called 2000 Mules that shows how the election was stolen, just how
Yeah.
they cheated. And there's so many things. And that's the scary thing. That's why they're trying to push as much as they can right now. And when you see all these bills, like they're, what, 9,000 pages. How many pages? Who prints all this stuff out? That's what I'm wondering. Like, who drafts all this stuff out? And they sign these things and they're pushing through stuff that is just atrocious.
Hmm.
And it's like they'll put it with a name like the recent one, right? The Inflation Reduction Act or whatever. But then it has like so much stuff in it that nobody reads, and they're
Hmm.
funneling money to so many places, doing so many things, and it's just we elect people who don't give a they don't care about this country.
Right.
They really don't. They care about their bottom dollar, and that means allegiance to China, as we saw with Hunter Biden and his laptop. How there was allegiance to Ukraine, allegiance to China because of their side dealings, right?
Hmm.
There's clearly a conflict of interest, but who's going to do it? The FBI is weaponized, right? They're not going
Yeah.
to go after all of these people.
Junk agrees. He feels like there is a civil war already.
And it's sad. It's sad because I don't want that. I really don't want that. The world is collapsing. But just like a phoenix, look, you guys got to be optimistic with me. Just like a phoenix, from the ashes, we got to rise from the ashes and we got to be better. And that's the whole point of this show is like we reach out to you guys to say, hey, we got to be better. We got to be positive, and we got to understand that we have to love our fellow man, right?
Hmm.
Even though they may not love us. But it's like they got to understand, like, hey, we're all humans. We're all doing this together. Because if not, we're gonna set off nukes, and we're gonna be eradicated. That's
Hmm.
gonna be the aliens are gonna come by and they're gonna see why we're extinct. I don't want that. I really don't. Like I got kids, and I want my kids to have kids. I want my kids' to have kids. I want a legacy. I want that to live on. And the only way to do that is to be positive, is to communicate, to talk, and stop doing all this rhetoric and all this hyperbolic conversation that's going on with everybody. Like,
Hmm.
well, let's kill that shit. Let's kill all that noise.
Drunk. I'm not on either side of politics, but I just hate seeing the biased bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they'll
Trish,
say
we're
that's
all
how
gonna be
most
chicken
people
little
are.
soon. No.
It's a little. Listen, it's the heat. You know what we are? We're not chicken little. We're all frogs in the pot, and the heat is starting to come up, and we don't even know that we're getting boiled.
Oh,
That's what we are.
jeez.
They're just slowly bringing up the heat, and we're just like, okay, it's okay. We got Netflix.
Not all of us. I'm not gonna have Netflix anymore. I was told that my Netflix is getting
Oh
cut
no,
off.
no more password sharing.
Yeah. She's getting cut off. I was like,
I don't
damn
even know
it.
why you got all that. I gave you the access to the high seas. You got a great pirate ship. Just go. Plunder the booty.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love you guys for having this conversation, man. I love it because I've been wanting to do this, and it sucks when you try to do it on Twitter or social media or anything like that. I don't want you guys. Listen, like I said, I don't want you guys to. I don't want us to be in an echo chamber. I don't want you to agree with me. I want to have a conversation, and that leads to a debate. Like I know me and Tris, we debated it a lot of times on here, and I love that. I love that because you give me a different perspective. I even debate with my sister sometimes. We don't have to agree all the times. I know we're siblings, but we don't have to agree all the times. I just want to see, I want to have the conversation so that way if I'm not seeing things in a certain perspective, somebody could bring it into light, something new. So I'll be like, oh, I didn't see it that way. And that's how everybody should be.
Mm-hmm. HBO Max is greater than
Better
Netflix.
than that, yeah. Netflix did some. They took they were too stressing about the message and being all PC that they put some bad content out there.
I think I agree, drunk. I think I like binge watched everything that I'm gonna watch on Netflix, so I think I'm good.
Yeah, right. Until something else drops. What about the next season of Stranger Things? What are you gonna do then?
Ooh, I haven't even seen this season. I fell off. I fell off. See, and it's all biased because everyone has an agenda. The director of 2000 Mules is a far right activist, so he is
See,
pushing an agenda.
but once again, you hear that, and then you're not gonna watch it. But at least watch it and ask some questions, man. Like I watch like all of Michael Moore's documentaries, and I'm not even left leaning no more. I watched them all, and I asked questions. I did my own research. To think that Mr. Potato Head had a fair election and won, come on. There's got to be either everybody truly hated, you know, the Orange Man bad, right? They all had, what was it, Trump derangement syndrome. That's what it's called. There's actual label for it.
Mm-hmm.
They all had that, and then you've got to question the reason why they had that, right? Media's lying to you. Like there's so much from that election that you can't just say that was a fair election, my guy. But see, once again, that's how they get you to not watch that because they're like, oh, all right, all right equals MAGA Nazis. Oh my God, don't go down that road.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, I think I would be considered that. This, just by the way I talk. And I'm not. I don't even like all the Republicans, man. I don't. I just like Trump because he said it like how it was. He said what he was gonna do. He did it, and then he he was literally trying to not have wars anymore, have peace.
Mm-hmm.
And for somebody who's been in this political, element, because I lost my buddy in the Iraq war, I hated Bush, I felt lied to by Obama, and just having somebody to come out and was actually talking about peace in my lifetime, that meant a lot to me. So, but you can't go by these labels, man. I'm trying to break you guys out to think for
Just
yourselves.
is it possible that he got elected because it was the better of both evils?
Hell no, he's not the better. You've seen it that he's not the better of both evils. He was literally the evil of all evils. You know why? Because he can't stand for anything. And what does
Mm-hmm.
Lynn constantly keep saying? Lynn, say it, please,
Yeah,
say it.
you gotta know what you stand for. You'll fall for anything.
Right. And so this man can't say no. It's either because his mind's not all there and he can't say no, or he's
Mm-hmm.
just going with everybody. So everybody's pulling him to every direction. This is the downfall. This is why we're seeing high gas prices because of the Green New Deal, whatever, right? Save the environment. That's why we have high gas prices. This is why, economy is spiraling out. This is why inflation is going crazy. It's going to get worse because the man doesn't stand for anything. And this is why, if you want to believe the narrative, Russia's making moves, North Korea's making moves, China's making moves because he is weak.
Listen, Trump said Biden's barely alive, bro. At least Trump was entertaining.
Listen, man. But listen, we got to have the conversations. That's what I'm saying. People voted for him. And the reason why I can't blame Biden. I got to blame the people who voted for him. And I don't even blame them. I want to have a conversation with them. Be like, why? Why did you think it was so bad? And don't you think it's bad now? And then had that conversation. I'm so proud of my sister because she's having
Mm-hmm.
those conversations with her friends. And that's where it starts. Just one little seed. You just plant the seed and then it
I'm
keeps
not
growing and
proud.
keeps growing
I'm
and
not
keeps
trying to
growing.
have these political conversations with my
I
friends.
know,
It's
but you got to do it. That's your
not my
calling.
lifestyle, guys.
but your friends are coming around. You see, that's the
Oh,
thing.
jeez. See, if we all get together, we don't even need a leader. Yeah, live
We
for each
don't.
other.
But you
And
know
that's
how
what it
many
is. And I
people?
think that's the reason why our society is in the state that it is. And I don't think it's an accident because divided we fall.
Yes.
There's strength in
That's why there's
numbers, and
so
right
many
now we're a
labels. Yep.
divided nation. We're
Yep.
divided on so many different things. We're divided on
As the
gender. We're
government just keeps
divided
getting
on
bigger.
race. We're divided on, from politics. We're divided on McDonald's and Burger King. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's every single thing you can
Wendy's.
think of, we're divided. And, everyone's falling into it. We're all like,
It
oh,
is.
well, I
It's
can
a
get
trap.
behind that movement and I can get behind that movement. Like,
Yeah.
why? No,
And
no.
yeah, it's a big trap, and everybody's falling for it.
It's all just reasons for division.
And if Kofifi has shown you anything in the past 2 years, people are scared, and they're so
Mhm.
scared they don't want to even like go through the hardship to figure themselves out. They want big government to help them out, and this is why it just, excuse me, it keeps getting bigger. It's like that's why I'm like, yo, defund the government, not the police. Defund the government, the federal government.
Trist, and it's how he was depicted, but his public actions did not make him any friends. If you don't make an attempt to reach out to others, yeah, you're going to be shown as an asshole.
Who was that? Trump?
Yeah.
Oh, leave it there, Poppy. I'll eat it.
If Trump go to jail, y'all think that's gonna spark a real civil war?
It already has, man. That this is what we talked about on Tuesday's episode. After the raid, there was a fanatic that went out and he shot up the FBI office. So I see more as each side just gets more elevated. We're going to see more and more of these extremists, and that's what the civil war is going to be. It's going to be these little pockets of like fighters that are going out there, and it's just going to cause all these problems. Like if anything, we saw it back in 2000 with the Summer of Love after BLM, right? And people were they felt a calling, and then they were attacking, they were doing all this stuff. We're going to see more and more of that. And this is why I'm like trying to come here and let's have these conversations so we can squash all that, because I don't want to see that. I don't want my kids to see that. I don't want my kids to have to be worried that they're walking somewhere and somebody's going to set off a bomb or something.
Yeah.
Because they've been radicalized. They've been called to this fanatic movement. Like let's kill all the fanaticness. Let's get rid of all that.
Yeah, we're all divided thanks to our media and leaders. Leaders meant to keep us together, and they are who are dividing us for votes. It's the fall of the world.
Yeah, and if you think
I
about, if you
feel
look through
it's more of
history,
a change. It's more of a shift. Like things are gonna get to a certain point, and then it's gonna be something else. So we'll see. We'll see. No one knows. We'll see what our future
yeah.
holds. And
But
so
I mean,
that's
if
where
you look
Trump
at,
lost it. He's unwilling to curb his public offensive actions. If he had a
yeah,
different
Trump was his own
demeanor,
downfall. To be honest with you,
yeah, he
yes,
would have
I
been
do agree with
portrayed
that.
as such.
And that's why I've been notoriously saying on this show, like, I really don't want Trump again. I really don't. Like, it's a bad taste in politics. It's a bad taste overall. I'm really want somebody like Ron DeSantis who's talking about, fixing things, and he's fixing Florida, and he wants to fix. Like, I want somebody like that, somebody who's showing, who has a track record that they're trying to help.
Mhm.
You know,
Well,
I'm
not to
not
get all
seeing that on the left
conspiracy
though.
theory on us, but people have said they're doing this on purpose as part of the Great Reset.
Well, it all
And
stems
see,
to
we're already
population control.
in a civil war.
Listen, if you go kill people, right? If you go kill people, you're gonna be looked at as a monster. If you can convince the people to kill themselves, right? You're just saving the planet at that point.
Yeah, it's already undermining society.
Yeah, there's a talk from, and mind you, it all goes back. There's this really smart guy from Russia. He talked about all this, and this was during the Cold Wars, back in like the 80s, I believe. And it's funny because it was a clip that was used in Call of Duty Cold War, right? And so the guy talked about, his name is Yuri Bezmenov, and he talked about how you could subvert from the inside a country and their leadership and their people and all that, and then just have them fight, and that's how you disrupt them. And it's going to take time to do it, but this is where we are, and this is literally we're falling apart from within, and
Mm-hmm.
this is because we don't like each other. And I'm not saying we gotta
Nope, we
like
don't like
everybody.
ourselves, much less each
Yeah,
other.
yeah. But this is the
We've
thing.
become so scared and we've pushed away our ancestral, cultures because we're
Hmm.
like, oh, well, I don't want to be labeled as this, and I don't want to be,
Yeah.
an outcast. That we're becoming just this mosh posh, single sex, whatever the hell it is that
Yeah, we're
we're
all becoming
turning into
gray.
right now.
Like
What the hell is
we're
happening?
literally,
What's
and
happening?
the side. It's funny too because the side that's supposed to stand for diversity, right?
Hmm.
It's literally the side that's trying to turn us all gray and we're killing all color.
Yeah,
That's literally what we're trying to do.
yeah.
And it's sad because I like the individualism in everybody. Like I love the stories. I love the stories when you hear of like one race and like you talk to somebody and they're like, I'm mixed with this race and this race. And they're like, whoa, how did that happen? Like
Hmm.
that's so like we have like the what's the joke with us? Like, oh, Puerto Ricans don't like Dominicans, right? And
Right.
so or Dominican vice versa, right? So it's I think it's awesome when I hear like Puerto Rican Dominican they're half. And it's like, oh man, you crossed the lines. You're a peace baby.
Hmm.
Kind of deal, right? Like I think that's really cool when you hear like just um, how different people can be.
Hmm.
Like when I met my first what was it Puerto Rican Jew, like he was Jewish and he was Puerto Rican. I was like, wait, what? Like no, that's cool. We could be Jewish. I didn't know that. Like that was like I like seeing things like that.
Hmm.
He's like, yeah, my dad's Puerto Rican, my mom's Jewish. I was like, oh, okay.
Joke said when Trump said drink bleach to cure corona, I was like, why would you say that? Say that. Joke or not, bro, you're the president. Like you're literally the president, and that's what you're saying. It's how you're choosing to use your voice. Come on.
Uh, I see, but I love humor. I love Trump's humor, man. When he was like, when they caught him in that clip, and they said he was making fun of somebody that was mentally ill, but he wasn't. He was just making fun of somebody just randomly, but he was doing the movements, and they ran that over and over. It's like, but
Mhm.
that's how, at least that's how I talk to my buddies. I'm like, some of the things Trump says is just like what he did. Like he was trolling on Liz Cheney when she lost. Like I'm like, yo, oh man, I'm telling you, he may not be the leader we want, but he's the leader we needed.
Mm.
But look at where we are though. Like people are like walking on eggshells with the things they say and all this stuff. Like think about who else can we possibly have? If you get a traditional politician, they're not going to say or do the things that need to be said and done. Why?
Mhm.
Because they're going to be worried about being labeled. They're going to be worried about being canceled. They're going to be worried about being censored. They're going to be worried about donations. Like literally, like he is the leader. Like he's not the leader we want because he's not PC, but he's the leader we need to squash all this shit.
Right. Drunk. That's why I said, at least he was entertaining. I
He
used to watch
was,
the
he
Corona press
was.
briefings for humor.
Like, I mean, but Joe's entertaining too, man. I showed Lynn the clip when he signed the bill, and he was all like,
Yeah, he didn't
"What's
know
his
what to do with
pen?
the pen.
What's his pen?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he's falling off bikes and falling upstairs, man. He's entertaining. But then again, we're losing all our money,
Oh, that's
right?
somebody's grandpa.
Inflation is going crazy.
Jeez.
Somebody's creepy grandpa.
Trish said, but what would you laugh, right, if thousands had drank bleach and died? You got to know your
Um,
platform.
you got to know that he was telling a joke. And once again, comedians do this all the time. Are you literally going to take a comedian word for word?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, once again, if you can't say something sarcastically because you're worried about getting canceled, worried about people saying your word, like we need to start changing how we speak and get back to the way it was where we were in the past. Like
Mm-hmm.
we're so worried, we're walking on eggshells the way we talk about, in society, even just with friends and people. Like we're so worried about, oh, I gotta worry about somebody's pronoun. Like, come on, man, this is silly. Like we need to
Yeah.
get back to talking in a sensible way. Like I said, you may not like him, but he's who we need. He's challenging all this shit. And that's why they canceled. That's why they got him off of Twitter, right? They don't like him. Oh, I don't like him.
Trish doesn't like it. He says, but he's not a comedian.
He's always been
And
a comedian. If you look at all his interviews, he's always been like that. He always had a sense of humor. And trust me, because I saw him when he was on Oprah, I saw him when he got an award for what's the agency, the NCAA? No, that isn't that the sports one. Well, he got an award. You know, they presented an award for helping, the urban communities and stuff like that. Listen, they loved him. They didn't love him until he said he was running as president.
Mm-hmm.
He was part of that clique. He was part of that community. So that's another thing. Like, you got to question that. Like, why did they love him all this time when he was all with Playboy and Hugh Hefner, when he was on WWE, when he was on all these talk shows and all this stuff? People loved Donald Trump. People wanted to be Donald Trump. They rap about it. There's rap lyrics about that. And then all of a sudden he ran as president, and now, he's racist. He's this. He's this. Wouldn't somebody have a lifelong about that?
Yeah, the NNACP.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get all the acronyms get all crazy. It's funny.
Yeah. The craziest thing to me is that it's the left that's censoring everything. Like, I grew up around all Dems. They wanted less censorship.
Yeah. Man, we grew up. I won't just talk about me because I don't want Lynn. If Lynn doesn't want to talk about where she lines, that's whatever. I grew up in New York. My mom was blindly always voting Democrat, and that was me. That my friends are all still that. And like, I told you when Bush was in office, that was when my friend died. I blame him for that because I was like, why did we go to this war? It was Afghanistan that attacked us. If you're gonna follow that narrative, why are we in Iraq? And that's where my buddy died. So I was like diehard Dem until, Obama came along, and that's when I started seeing the lies.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like, they're just all disgusting. Like, I see them, and I'm like, oh my God, what do you guys stand for? Once again, to what Lynn says. Go ahead, Lynn. Say it again. I'm going to keep
If you don't know what you stand for, you're going to fall for anything.
And that's what they're doing. They're falling for all these random messages.
Yeah.
One is being woke. Now the next one is being this and being that.
If Biden made the same joke, left would have been like, it was clearly a joke. It's like watching the NBA game at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, they'll justify it a joke when somebody on the left says it and be like, oh, it's clearly was a joke. You guys don't have a sense of humor. But then when somebody on the right says it, they're like, that's a call to action. That's what they want you to do. Like, look at how during the Summer of Love, right? All these left activists was like, we gotta fight for equality, we gotta fight. Isn't that a call to violence if you keep saying fight? No, I took it as, okay, you're talking about them. They need to protest and they need to do all this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trump says the same thing for January 6th. We gotta fight for the election, we gotta fight. Isn't that a call for protest? But now they're like, literally, he told them to go walk into the building and all that.
Right.
Mind you, there's a committee investigating. They're not talking about how the gates were open. They're not talking about how none of the PA systems in DC were used. They're not talking about how the National Guard was Trump was going to send them, and they said no. Like, they're not talking about any of that stuff.
I watched a video made by some Arabic news channel, which was making fun of Joe.
Australians do it too. Oh my God, I love the Australians, man. They constantly, oh my God. Listen, it's funny, but when somebody with an accent is doing it, it's just like, oh man, this is what they think of us in the rest of the world. All they need to do is put something with Biden with the Benny Hill thing, just a funny tune, and just have him falling downstairs. Yo, it's a comedy right now. This is all a comedy, man.
I saw some videos of Biden in which he was like touching or making women by touching. Jeez.
Yeah.
I might mess around, move to New Zealand or something. I don't want to be around when this
and you know what?
Pop off.
That's what a lot of people did when they saw the signs during World War II and all those other places. Honestly, I don't even know why I'm still here. Like, if you really believe that things are, we believe this way, we see what's happening, we see the writing on the wall, why are we still here? It's like, why are we not running to the hills for safety?
Go to Canada.
No, Canada's worse. What are you talking about? By this point, I'll go to Mexico. Canada's
actually
worse.
It's warmer if we go south. You're right. Let's go to Mexico.
I'd rather go like you, man. I'd rather go to an island. I was thinking about it, going to like Latin America, somewhere down there.
I
It's
love
the
it.
thing that gets me is the cartels, though. I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to. try to dodge, some crazy leftists up here, and then I get caught up with the cartel down there. I'm like, oh man, I don't know.
All right, guys, we are actually going to call it a day.
And then got a birthday celebration to get to.
Yep. Let's see. Same reason I ain't changed apartments in five
Hey, aren't
years.
we all, man?
Lazy.
Aren't we all?
Mm,
Hmm. That's one thing. Like I gotta admire, other countries because people do take initiative. Americans, we're so spoon fed, So it's like for us to do something that rocks the boat, we're like, oh, I've been planning on doing this for 5 years. That's how we are.
yeah.
But listen, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Lynn, sorry, I hijacked your show. Going on a rant.
No, I agree with Drunk. It was a great stream, a great show today, guys. And thank you for, tuning in another episode, showing me all the birthday love in the comments. Um, yeah, you see Tadashi, so you brought it back up. So no need for apologies. I enjoyed the show, and this is why we came here. This is why we do this, because we want to have these conversations. So I enjoy it when Ray goes off on his rants and like you just see the passion come through. I love it. I do.
But let me ask you this, because Tadashi felt like it was negative. Do you feel like the
Mhm.
stream was negative? Because I feel like I try to do it in a
No.
positive way.
I
Like I
mean,
try to.
we're talking about war and the things that are broken in our societies, but I don't think it's a negative conversation. I think it's a tough conversation to have.
It's
Um,
problems, but you can
but
talk about
we have
problems
to
in a
have these
positive way.
conversations. Yeah, and I've never been one to shy away from hard conversations, so I don't take it as a negative conversation at all.
And this is why I gotta do my listen. I'm gonna give my sister all the kudos right now. This is the reason why I have to do this show with her because she keeps me grounded. Because I really do feel like if I did this show on my own, I'd be like the next Alex Jones. I'd be going crazy. I mean, I didn't turn on the front gate. So
My
I
birthday. It's my
I
birthday. It's my birthday.
But thank you. Listen, Tadashi, thank you for your insight. Thank you for the way you see things. Junk
Mhm.
2, Trist, all you guys, thank you for just being open with the way you see things and just putting your comments out here and let's talk about it. Because these conversations, once again, I want to put the seed in you guys so that you guys can start having these conversations. And then, yeah, I don't feel, yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
And I hope you guys can start spreading this. Even you, Tris, like I know you see things a certain way, but like you have the conversation and we talk about it. And I love that. I love that about you. Like you stand your ground, and I love that because then if I'm seeing things and like if I'm getting too extreme on the other side, because that's the thing, we got to worry about the extremists. If you feel you're too far on the other side, you got to come back to the center on everything. Like we always got it. You got to pull it back because then that's when you become a fanatic,
Hmm.
and that's where we got to kind of like curb that. But Lynn, closing, happy birthday. I love you. I hope your birthday is a blessed day. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you have many more. And keep that smile. And I'll see you on Tuesday, right? Tuesday is the next show.
On
Tuesday, unless
Tuesday.
unless you're coming
Yep.
on and show, because just wants a birthday stream. So if you want to show tonight, you're not doing anything
All
crazy.
right,
Just said dinner,
guys.
right?
Yeah, just dinner. Well, it's a lit spot, so it's not just dinner.
Gotcha. Well,
It's
enjoy your
definitely gonna be a
birthday.
celebration. So you know what? I will. I'll have my phone on me. I have to charge it, and I'll see if I go live
Just do
tonight.
a quick
If
short.
not,
Just do a quick short.
I'll just exactly. I'll just post shorts or something.
All right, guys.
All
Have a
right,
wonderful
guys.
weekend, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Thank you for tuning in.